Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard, and, well, I suppose first I should make the sound to start the stream. Of course, I didn't actually have to, change the screen, because this is literally a screensaver for the main menu of what we are going to be playing today. Let's see. Yes. All right. No current viewers. So if we get some and they start chatting, I can always turn the chat on. There we go. Turn on the game speakers. Let's crank up the audio just a bit. Perfect. So, greetings and welcome to MMORPG Tycoon 2. This is an early access product that I have been following for some time. And I specifically wanted to wait until the progress system in the game got an update before I did like any real content with it, because otherwise I would basically just end up restarting everything. But I have played with this quite a lot before. In fact, I actually have an entire project here from the previous patch, which was actually trying to create an MMO set in the world of Chrono Trigger. So, we're not going to be doing that today. We are going to be playing on a new game. The progression system is going to be entirely new to me. So, let's move in. First off, we need a name for the RPG. We're just going to be going with, like, generic fantasy. Let's name it, I don't know, Adventures in Quillbow. And we'll go with this arrow icon because that looks fun. Select the MMO type. So, depending on the type of thing we get, it's going to adjust what we have access to initially. We're going to inevitably be able to unlock pretty much everything eventually. Let's see. Combat, role-playing. Honestly, I think I just like the idea of just like a casual game. Something that's not really hardcore. So we have base appeal, 2 for explorers, 10 for socializers, 2 for achievers, 2 for killers. I don't really know what that means. And for the base slots, we have 3 classes, 4 monsters, and 2 NPCs. What are some other options? PvP starts with 5 base classes. Role-playing starts with a nice even spread. Role-playing might just be objectively better. Yeah, role-playing is just objectively better. It's got more to explorers and an extra NPC slot. So I guess we're going to go with this. And we'll also start with the elegant pack. The casual pack starts with Sylvan. That's elf related. No, we're going role-playing. And then we've got some unallocated points. So our four types of things are explorers. Explorer players love long journeys, beautiful views, and visiting new places. Their primary need is scenery. Socializers, players prioritize spending time with other players and may be slow to earn levels. Their primary need is interaction. Achiever players focus on gaining levels and will tend to progress faster than other types. Their primary need is advancing. And killer players love displaying their skill and dominance. Their primary needs are to get loot and have danger. I think we will put a little bit in almost everything. We'll spread it out like that. So the world map... wow, they can get so damn big. Let's actually just start with a tiny world. Honestly, 10 regions is plenty. Regions are still pretty big. Let's roll it until we get a cool set. Let's actually go for just like a continent. Ooh. Ooh, I kind of like this. We could start up in this region, expand out, and then once we get here, we can basically just go in lots of different directions. We can have in-game zones on the corners. I love that. I love that. Okay. Adventures, Quilbo. Yeah, that's going to be my logo. And let's turn on all the tutorials. I have seen most of the stuff, but there are a lot of new systems here. Let's move in. I'm definitely gonna need to increase the volume. Okay, sweet. Let's start with some basic. Use the WASD or arrow keys to move the camera. Get closer, zoom in and out. Cool. So, yes, we will be playing in this world. And we can build just about anything in these areas. We will be building quest locations. We will be building quests. Hold on. I need to get this off the screen real quick. Okay. We're going to pause it. This is the main display. It tells you the name of your MMORPG and some core information about it. Right now, you don't have any subscribers, but we'll fix that soon. Cool. These are the system buttons. They provide information and access to design options and allow you to save your game. Perfect. And yes, there is an autosave report. First thing we are going to do is absolutely crank up that volume. Okay. This is your main action bar. Your various tools for interacting with the world will appear here. Okay. We're actually gonna need like so much more audio. Let's bump it all the way up to 60. Here on the right edge of the screen is where we plan our development goals and game releases. Click the Set Next Development Goal button and choose to work on starting points. Okay, so our next development goal is to get starting points set up. New subscribers will appear at a random starting point, and it's going to take 2 developer hours to research starting points. Now we've selected starting points as our next new technology. We need to assign a developer to the project. Click on the little person icon to assign a developer to start or to work on starting points. Some technologies can have more developers working on them, which will make them develop more quickly, but with more bugs. Okay, so the little person Okay, person icon. By default, we only have one developer working for us. Now that we have assigned them to work on starting points, we won't have anyone to help us set up the MMO, so let's hire a second developer. Click the Hire button in the development window to proceed. All right, we're going to spend $500. Okay, now that we've started development on starting points, let's get down to work on the game itself. You'll be able to watch the progress of starting points in the top right corner of the screen. Close the development window and click OK to continue. All right. Back on the main map, the grid view shows us the current status of the game's region servers. Right now, they're all disabled, so let's activate one as a starting region. Select the highlighted Activate Region tool and click on a region to activate it. So we are going to activate this region for $5,000. The region you bought has turned green. It now has a number 1 in it. This means that any content we build here will automatically be appropriate for characters of level 1. Okay. Now that a region has been activated, let's go back to the main view. Click the Interact tab to return to the normal game view. If you'd like to adjust the terrain of the region, it's easy to do it now before we start building things. Each region has 4 terrain types that can be mixed within its borders. Click on the Terrain tab to see them, and feel free to experiment with them now. Click OK when you're ready to continue. So I would actually prefer out on the map to adjust the type of terrain we can have here. So I want to have icy, pine forest, mountain, and field. This is the Northstone region. I don't really have a better name for it right now, so we're just going to leave that as is. The color of it, we are going to shift down. I want to have like a nice icy region. All right, there we go. And the ambient light, we're going to shift that a little bit blue. The sky is going to be a bit blue. The mid color of the horizon is going to be that. And then the actual horizon color, move that a little bit darker. And we're going to have snow in this region. Perfect. All right. So let's set up our terrain. I did not mean to have icy or chasm. I wanted specifically mountain. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that works. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do is basically turn the entire region icy. And then we are going to work from that as a starting point. So it is icy, but we are going to have mountainous shores that sort of seal the entire area in. There we go. Going to make this a nice protected mountain-bordered snowy valley. Okay. That looks fine. We're going to have some pine forests up here in the alpine areas. That looks good. And then lastly, we will have some field terrain here, which is accessible through a pass in the mountains. Oh, hey, this game. How do you like it so far? I really like this game. This is not the first time I've ever played it. I am playing it again now because the progression update finally came out. And I am super psyched about it. And let's actually put a little mountain here to separate the forest area from the field area. So there is a nice bit of alpine starting zone. And if we are going to have chatters... There we go. Let's turn on the bar. We can move this. There we go. Just move this over there so it's a little more out of the way. At the right side of the screen, you'll see a task list for setting up this new region. The first thing any region needs is a respawn point. If a subscriber character dies in combat, they'll automatically respawn at the closest respawn point. What's more, developers and game masters can move around the game via its respawn points. That's probably how being a GM works. Since developers and game masters travel through respawn points, having them near trouble spots can help your developers get work done more quickly. Build a respawn point now somewhere near the middle of the region. Okay. Alright, respawn point. We've got access to a civilized spot, a warlike one. We're just going to take this. So, until this moment, you probably haven't been able to judge scale. An actual person is smaller than one of these fence posts. That is the actual scale of things in this game. So we can rotate it however we want. And I do really like this giant ice pillar here. So we're going to put the respawn point there. Notice how the respawn point you placed is flashing red. That's because it doesn't have a network connection yet. Let's set one up. So over here in network, we have no network connection right now, so let's install a network uplink. Use the highlighted tool to place one somewhere in this region. Network gear is laid out underneath the terrain. If you're placing it under large trees, you might need to zoom in if you want a better view. So we're going to place an uplink for $5,000 right here. Now that we have an uplink, we need to distribute the bandwidth it supplies. Place a network cable using the highlighted tool starting from the uplink. You don't need to connect exactly to the respawn point. As long as it's in the highlighted region around the cable, it's close enough. Once bandwidth is running through the cable, it might take a few seconds for the respawn point to power up. We'll continue once it is powered. Alright. So we are going to run a network cable all the way over to here. And that is good enough. We'll just double click there. And then just to get a jump on things, we are going to make sure that we power up the entire zone. There we go. Okay. So now all the traversable regions of this zone have power supplied to them. Perfect. We'll go back to the regular view, and then we will wait. We'll unpause it, wait a few seconds. Now it's powered. Next, let's build an inn somewhere near the respawn point. Players will want a home wherever they go, so you'll need at least one inn in each region you use. Place one now. Remember to make sure it has bandwidth available. Oh, it will. So an inn. We can place a civilized inn, a warlike inn, an elegant inn, or a small inn. We're just going to go with... Let's just go with a small inn. Honestly, there's not really many places I can put the chat window that's not going to interfere with stuff, is it? Okay. There we go. So that's a patio. That is the front. So we're going to place an inn here. Now, I know from playing this game that only so many players can call an inn home at any given time. So I want to make sure that I future-proof it a bit by having additional room for places. So we're going to put the inn here. Perfect. Wait for it to power. Okay, it powers. Did you notice the little red cursor arrow which traveled to the inn after you built it? That was one of your developers turning it on. Developers need to visit every building you construct to enable them, and they travel via the nearest respawn point. If your respawn points are very far away, this can take some time. Sorry, just taking a drink of my tea. It's very delicious. So we're actually going to have the players start here. So I do want to have this area a little bit isolated. And the network is still good, I think. Yes, it is. Good. Alright, next task. Now that we have the most critical buildings placed, but let's place some more useful items for players. First, let's build a blacksmith near the inn. Once players have some money, they will want to buy better weapons, okay? So we are going to build a little shopping district. And we're going to put our little shopping district right here. Okay. And wait for it to get activated. Finally, let's build a market stall. Most of the players' gold will come from selling the vendor trash they take off of defeated monsters. Place a market stall and make sure it has bandwidth to continue, okay? So we're actually going to go with a little trinket cart here. Right by the inn. And I do want a couple other shops. I want a potion shop. This seems like the nice kind of place, so we're going to place that here. Very nice. And then we are going to place a couple things over here, because our actual game is going to start here. So we're going to run warlike and just set that like that. And have a little stall here. There we go. Just like that. And we're going to have a warlike in here at the start. So let's flip that around so it's facing the rest. Perfect. So this is where the actual game spawn point will go. And we will have a starting quest for the players, and then they will traverse over to this area to pick up more quests. They will quest in the forests, they will quest down here in the ice fields, and then eventually they'll quest here before they eventually traverse through the mountains into a pass into this region. That's my plan. Alright, let's let everything get powered up. Okay, those have been activated. Those have been activated. Players only know about places they've seen or heard about, but they can always see landmarks in the region, no matter how far away they are. Place a landmark somewhere near in so players can always see their way back home. Alright. So we're going to have a watchtower here. And let's put a wizard spire here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good with a balcony that overlooks the area. Perfect. All right. Wait for the developers to turn them on. Now we should create some monster zones. Monster zones require quite a lot of bandwidth, particularly if they're big. You may need to run some extra network cabling out through them to keep them online. Click OK and we'll get started. Okay, I've enabled the monster zoning tools for you under the NPCs tab. Create a few large monster zones. I recommend each be about as big as 3 or 4 map squares, but feel free to go larger if you want. So here is the really, really cool thing about this game. Here are some basic enemies that I'm starting with. I got a skeleton, a bear, a spider, and a crocodile. You can design these. You can absolutely change whatever you want about them. You determine their abilities. You determine what abilities they get as they level up, so you can have stronger versions of the same monster. You determine their health, their speed, all of this stuff about them. And also, you can design... you can make them look almost however you want. And the ability to adjust the scaling on stuff is crazy. Like, there's so much you can do with this system. Fishing right now, how are you enjoying the game? I am having a great time. We are going to start by creating something that is going to be fought in the wilderness. You know what? It's going to be a killer walrus. Okay, it's definitely going to be a monstrous octopus. Now, I need some kind of a torso for it. We basically need flippers. Not quite what I'm aiming for, but that's close. We need big honkin' flippers up front. So let's get some big honkin' flippers. Wait, those aren't flippers. Those are hooves. Those are flippers. Okay. Nope, not that one. Alright, is that the big honkin' flippers? Yes, those are big honkin' flippers. We need a better torso. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. We make it like a hybrid turtle walrus. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, I really like that. Okay, okay. We're gonna make them a lot smaller. The head. We can also put horns on it to go with the hybrid theme. So we want to move these forward. We desperately need to scale these down. Okay. I mean, that kind of works. Let's have them go back a little bit. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And let's scale down the head just a bit. Okay. The arms, I want them out a little bit more. Okay. Alright, I need you to idle. Alright. So getting the flippers lined up is going to be a challenge. So first things first, we want to move them like that. We want to decrease the scale. Up moves forward for the quadruped. Okay, that works. So my numbers are 5, 8, 0, and 1. 5, 8, 5, 8, 0, 1. Okay. This one should be out just a smidge. That one should be forward just a little bit more. Little bit bigger. Okay, that's good. So the problem with legs is that walrus hybrid monsters don't really have legs. What we need is a tail. Yes. Yes, what we need is that. First, we need to massively decrease its size. And we need it significantly lowered. Significantly moved back. Like that. Whoop. Damn it, I reset it. Okay. Nope. Reset. There we go. So that is our walrus turtle hybrid. We can adjust this ever so slightly. Alright. That's pretty good. Legs are good. And now we start playing with the colors. So we're going to make it like a dark muddy color. The black is for the eyes, so we're going to give it glowing red eyes. The white, this white is for its whiskers. And We're going to make them, like, kind of orange. This is for the tusks. So this is the color I'm going to use for the tusks and the shell. So I want to go... let's go with that color. And then we will match it. And then the under color for the belly is darker. And I don't think these last two colors are being used at all. So here is our first monster. So this we are going to call the wall toys. We're just going to give it 5 health, and we're going to give it a couple basic abilities. We're actually going to just delete this ability completely. As far as your starting attack, it is melee range, 1 second cooldown. We're going to give it a 2 second cooldown, 2 damage, instant cast, single target. It just goes straight ahead. And we'll just have it be like the color of the tusks. Okay. Cool. So I think we can actually just have it automatically demonstrate the target. Stab the target, dealing 2 damage. Perfect. So we now have our first enemy, the wall toys. So now we are going to design an area with some wall toys. And we are going to, first of all, let's get like some walls set up. Those are modular buildings. That's scenery. Okay, a wall. Good. So we are going to build a fence around the starting zone. With a little bit of room, because I still have to build the starting point. There we go. And now we build the level 1 wall toy zone, which is going to be out here. And also out here. Okay, perfect. This is really just going to make me keep painting until I finish up that progress bar, huh? That's okay. We can delete this monster area after. Feel free to keep editing monster zones until you feel like you have enough, then click OK to continue. Finally, let's give a few quest giver NPCs. Quest givers are how you give your subscribers things to do, which helps keep them from feeling lost. Place 2 quest givers a little in front of your inn so players are likely to notice them. Okay. So we need some quest givers. The scout is okay for right now. I can always build more of them. We're going to have him just stand right there. And Squire Eden, this is going to be Ranger Guide Eaton. And he is going to give a quest to fight the Waltoises. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. Now I want to add a building out here. And specifically it's going to be like an old watchtower. Perfect. Okay. So we have one quest giver who sends you to kill Waltoises. And then we are going to have a second quest giver. We'll just go with Paladin. We'll come up with better designs for them later. And whoops. Okay, you need to be deleted. How do I delete you? Destroy. Destroy this one. Perfect. Okay. So this quest giver is also going to have just 2 quests. So the first quest is to go to this tower. So how... Hold on. Cooperate with me. Okay. I need you to tell them to travel. Okay, no, I need a different type of quest. Okay. Okay. So this is not going to work. We need some kind of a point of interest here for the characters to travel to. Can I tell a player to go to a modular building? Is that a thing it'll let me do? Okay, alright. So I can set scenery buildings as quest destinations. Good to know. In an observatory is not a terrible idea. So this quest giver will give 2 quests. The first quest is going to the observatory, and we are going to say retrieve the enchanted lens. Sure, that sounds like a quest. And then the next quest is going to take them to this area. And they're going to go to the potion shop. And this quest will be deliver the enchanted lens. Perfect. Alright, so now we have 2 quest givers. This is observatory number 2. We are going to call this the Frozen Observatory. We'll just call this Frozen Observatory. As far as this, we're going to call this the Western Watchtower. Those are all fine. This is going to be the Mage's Spire. Okay. So now I've got a few quests. You can edit your quest giver's quests if you click on them and check the quests tab. Feel free to play with that if you feel like. Subscribers only have to kill about 4 monsters to reach level 2. So they're going to get to level 2 very, very quickly. Which actually means as far as the region is concerned, we really want this to be levels 1 to 2. No, okay. There we go. Alright. This is a level 1 to 2 zone. Almost done. Let's think about roads for a minute. When a subscriber wants to go somewhere, they'll usually just run straight there, and this can send them through dangerous areas. If you place roads, players will usually follow them instead of cutting through areas. As in Frozen describes it, or Frozen is its name? Probably both. They built it, they called it the Frozen Observatory, but then it got frozen, and everyone who worked there was like, you know, we really should have seen this coming. Now we have a reasonable starting region set up with just one exception. We need a starting point where players will enter the world. Our developers have finished creating the starting points technology for us, so let's integrate it into the game. Cool. We will get to that shortly. First, we do need a path. Cool. Alright. And then I want to have a little bit of wall around this area. Whoop. So just build a wall. We have an exit there. We have an exit here. And we are going to have an exit here. And this goes back to intersect with that. All right. So we now have a starting area with some starting quests, and we have another area that you are able to expand to. So I actually want to delete this area and come up with some other type of monster design. So we designed the Waltoise. Actually, in all honesty, bear seems pretty fine. We'll just give it a 2-second cooldown on a 3 damage attack. It just goes straight. It's blood red. And this one's just going to be swipe at the enemy. And it automatically updates the tooltip. Okay, cool. Get rid of a second attack for the time being. So let's see what we can do to make this a little bit more interesting. I could put a candle on its head. I could put goggles on its face. Honestly, I kind of really like giving it like twisty antlers like that. That's actually really kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, scale it down a little bit more. Adjust the color. We're going to make them black. Give the enemy glowing yellow eyes. Adjust the colors just a little bit. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, a white bear. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, I like that. I like that. So let's alter the horns just a bit. And change the eyes. Let's go with like a deep blue. Okay, that's good. And then let's also adjust the tail. Let's, again, make it very slightly different. Make it a little bit more of a chimera. Ooh. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Move it down slightly. Okay. Yeah, I like that. This is actually quite distinct from a bear now. Yeah, I do think... There we go. Alright, I think that blends extremely well. Are we sure we don't want anything else? That almost makes it look more like a rat. Yeah, this is just the best way to do it. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is our next monster. And we are going to just call this the Wild Beast. Going to reduce its stats a bit. Going to reduce its speed a little bit. The wall toys were also going to cut its speed a bit. Okay. So the wild beasts, we want to set up an area for them. So we are going to make this entire forest area a wild beast zone. Okay. Good. Not bad. And then we are going to place an elite monster. Elite monsters are individual, larger, stronger, named monsters. These monsters can be the target of quests. So we are going to put a tougher monster here. And we are going to name him... the Evergreen King. Perfect. Alright, so now we have that entire area set up. We've got a blacksmith, we've got a potion shop, we've got market stalls. Let's set up a tavern right by the wall. Just like that. And then another couple of inns. Just so we have more places for players to call home. And this area is going to be field. There we go. Okay. That's kind of nice. We have a path. Oh, no, not a mountain pass. Okay. There we go. This leads up there. Just set up a few paths around town. Very good. Okay. That looks fine to me. Let's set a building over here for the characters to have to go to. We are going to set up some more wall toys around it. Just so that it's not constantly easy to get to. And we are going to set a couple of guards. So let's set a guard here, a guard here, a guard here, and a guard here. Up here, we're going to set a guard here. We're actually going to turn off the chat window since there's basically nothing going on there right now. So we're going to get to designing classes shortly. But first we need class trainers. And now we need a few NPCs. So we're going to have an NPC here. And they are going to send you to this zone to kill 10 wild beasts. Yeah, that'll be fine. Just go there and kill 10 wild beasts. That's good enough. And then we will have another quest giver here. And this quest giver is going to have 2 quests to start. The first one is to kill the Evergreen King. And then the second one is to go to Scenery Building number 3. And Scenery Building number 3, we are going to label that The Rhyme Works. I don't know what that means, but that's what it is. Okay, so we are ready to deploy starting points. And let's deploy it. Now let's place your newly developed starting point somewhere near your settlement in your starting region. Once it's placed, we'll be ready to release the game. Excellent. So we go to our buildings. We select our starting points. And we are going to place it right here. Okay. So that is where the players are going to come in. And we now have basically a fully functional starting zone. So the last thing we're going to do is just let it run and let the game get started. Okay. Let the developers activate everything because we did place quite a lot of stuff. You're all ready to go. Feel free to keep working for as long as you like, but now you're ready to open your game and let subscribers begin to join. To do that, click the changelog button on the top right, and then click Release and Go Online button. GLHF. I don't know what that means. Next development goal. Okay, we can't research any of this stuff. Okay. We've got policies, staff. That's interesting. We are going to place a bit of scenery. Sure. Let's have the brush radius be smaller, significantly decrease the brush density. And we can just set a few pine trees on top of the mountains here. That's nice and pretty. Really appeal to that alpine look. As far as small plants go, sure. Let's actually add. Let's add a few flowers. That's nice and pretty. As far as earthworks, we've got some snowy rocks we can place around here. We can place a few snowy crystals. Just like that. Okay. That's pretty good. Some extra rocks lying around. As far as some basic structures, put like a well in the middle of town. That seems fine. Over here by the Rhyme Works, we can drop some ruins. Give it like a sense of flavor. A few more. Okay. Throw like a bivouac out here in outside of town. Throw a few up here just for flavor. Like there and there and there. Some basic furnishings. Sure, like a cart and like a wagon and a bench and another bench and another bench. A couple lamp posts like there, and maybe there. And this looks like a nice decoration to put up here. I don't really know what that is, but they're gonna have one now. Okay. Once everything is set, I think we will be good. We are ready for the changelog. And let's release this version. Today we're releasing version 1.0. Hello everyone and welcome to the first release of Adventures in Quilbow. Quilbow. We hope you'll enjoy this game of magic and wonder. Major new features. New starting region, new monster type, wild toys, wild beasts. I don't think I want to call it Northstone. What do I want to call this area? I shall call this area Pharos. And let's release. I got my tea and it's great. tell me that did not make you feel something. I love the way that this game starts you off. And look, we have already got our first couple of players. Yanni Heals, who is a level 1 paladin, and Leah, who is a level 1 paladin. Ready for an update. So for the next update, we need a new region, art theme, new NPC type, new monster type, new technology. Okay. Interesting. Let's set our next goal. There's a streamer event upcoming. Popular web influencer Kitten Purple has announced that they'll be live streaming themselves playing our game. That should be great publicity for us. The stream should begin on month 1, day 2 at around midnight. Alright. So our next development goal. What do we want to add? There's a lot of stuff we can try and research. We can add parties. That's pretty damn good. Flight paths are good later on. Leaderboards. PvP duels. Gibbs. Developing game logs. Online and offline debugging tools. Letting ourselves work faster. Double the resident capacity of all ends. That's real damn good. We can also research adding new player classes, monster types, or NPC types. I really want the players to be able to join parties. That seems like the sort of thing we want. So we're going to get a couple of developers set on that. Allocate funds. So it's actually going to be a major update that we do next. We're going to allocate funds. This update is going to be called the Play with Friends update. Cool. Alright. So, let's actually follow around our little friends. Because this is actually something that you can do. And if you want, you can actually get all sorts of info on who you play. Or on your various characters. The people playing your game, I mean. You can get their names, the type of player they are, their total time played, the things that they're waiting on, what they're currently doing. You can look at their inventory, you can look at their money, their real-life money, the quests that they're on, their history, their needs. You can also just move them anywhere you want. You can ban them if you have a need to. You can grant them a level or remove a level. Oh no, you're bugged. Okay. Okay, that's not good. We really could use a developer. Okay, how do I do this? Design, reports, game menu, game masters. We are going to... Okay, we do have someone who's actually able to help them out. Okay, that's fine. How do I close this? Okay, that's great. No, I am trying to close this little menu. Alright, that's fine. Just... Okay, alright, he got fixed. He got fixed. We're just going to follow Ulia for a while here. Go back onto the interact menu. And we are going to see our little paladin go out and interact with the world. There we go. Okay. Yes, please close that. No, I want you to close that menu. Whatever, that's fine. What are you doing? Socializing. You are a liar. You are clearly not socializing. It's been an hour since launch, and I don't think a single monster has been killed. Oh. Oh, okay. They all went to the Frozen Observatory. Oh, alright. He's fighting a Waltoise. Very good. Not bad. They're all out doing their quests. We've got our guards doing what they need to be doing. One of the really cool things you can do with this game is you can actually take control, direct control of any player or creature that you want and just interact in the world. So if you build a cool enough if you build a cool enough thing, you can just play your game. You can just build a game and play it, which is really, really cool. We're going to release the control. Or, you know, maybe I want to be a Waltoise, and I feel like slowly making my way into town in order to attack people. Maybe that's what I consider fun. Well, you can do that. You can just build the town, fill it with people who want to play your game, and then build like a ridiculously overpowered monster and just run it into town and destroy everything with it. If you want to do that. Oh, look, one of my players died. Alright, guard, I'm coming to get you. You can't stop me. You have 275 health. You are level 11. I appear to have died. So, yeah, that just gives you an idea of the sort of stuff that you can do in this game. It's really cool. There's actually quite a lot to it. Let's go ahead and speed up time for a while. Alright, hold on. Who is the first player to make it here? The first player to make it to this next area is Orlife. Cool. Good job, Orlife. So I assume you're coming to turn in your quest, the potion vendor. Okay. See, there we go. We've got a couple of bug reports, which is unfortunate. But there's not really a great deal I can do about that at this point. We are just waiting. We are slowly developing parties technology. At some point, we're going to need to go in here and we are going to have to design subscriber or design classes to be played by our subscribers. And you can go like surprisingly in depth with it. When you're designing abilities, like there's all sorts of stuff that you can have them do. As far as effects go, you can have heal over time, damage over time, charge mana, drain mana, charge mana over time, drain mana over time, generate rage, reduce rage, generate rage over time, drain rage over time, siphon health, siphon mana, siphon rage, slow, root in place, stun, protect, and you can add as many different effects onto things as you want. You can make all sorts of really interesting abilities. That's probably going to be something I will work on in between streams of this. For the time being... Oh, John is the first to reach level 2. This would be a great time to delve into player customization a little more deeply. Okay. In the design tool, you can customize both the appearance and also the combat abilities of your classes. If you like, you can add new abilities which can be unlocked as your players gain levels. If you do provide higher level abilities for your players, you'll need some class trainers to teach players to use those abilities. You'll need class trainers matching each of the player classes that you want to be able to learn the new combat moves you created. Yes, I've already added some. Now that you have a level 2 player, you're going to need a level 2 region for them to play in. If you haven't already, now would be a great time to go to the grid tab and activate a second region next to your level 1 region. Be sure to use the set region level tool to set that region as a level 2 region. So this actually is a level 1/level 2 region. Set up in the level 2 region the same way you set up the level 1 region. A respawn point, an inn, some monster zones, and some quests. You'll want to do this each time your subscribers reach a new level. Subscribers will eventually become unhappy if there's no new content or quests for them to do at their new, higher level. And you're all ready to go. Keep building regions out ahead of your highest level players and try to keep them busy and happy. Or if not happy, then at least still paying their subscription fees, because at the end of the day, that's the only really important thing. Click OK to capitalism. Cool. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an elite wall toys placed right here. And you are going to be... Oh, right. No. Okay, get rid of you. There we go. Delete. I want a level 2 elite wall toys. So we take a look at you, and your name is going to be... Daggerfen the Flop. And then we're going to have a bunch of level 2 wall toys here in this valley. Okay, very nice. And then we are going to add one more quest to this guy. And that quest is to take out... There we go. That quest is to not interrogate, but destroy Daggerfen the Flop. Cool. Because it's definitely going to take the players some time to get there. And while that is being set up, while the players are busy with that, I am going to activate this region. Hi, just watched a replay of Mindustry yesterday. Hard time with conveyors and conduits. Anyway, hope you had fun. Have a good Tycoon. I swear I can talk. Have a good Tycoon 2 day. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, mine. Okay. So as far as paths go, we are going to need a mountain pass. And the mountain pass is going to be right here. Now, as far as this region goes, I want desert, and I want desert, and I want desert, and I want chasm. Cool. So let's change basically everything in this zone to desert. Very nice. Mountain is still good too. Also chasm. Cool. All right. And then we're going to have mountains, of course. This is going to be another, like, valley area. This is going to be from a snowy valley into a dry valley. Like a dry, not snowy valley. And there's going to be a great lake in the center of this desert. Just like that. Now, I do already happen to have some crocodiles. So we are going to set crocodiles all around the lake. You are not going to be able to navigate around this lake without dealing with the crocodiles. Okay. So this whole area is going to be like a great wild wilderness. Okay. That looks good. Scenery, small plants. Let's go for like a bunch of brambles and thorns. We're going to make this a very uninviting and very inhospitable area for the players. Okay. Cool. We are also going to need to run a network in here. Whoops, what did I just do? Okay. I dropped a network. I did not need to do that. I just needed cable. Okay. We are, however, going to need another uplink here. With some cable running around the entire region. Not bad. We are burning through cash. That's fine. We've got so many bug reports. We really need developers. Okay. Hire a developer. You are going to be working on bugs. Alright, what is the most reproducible bug we've got? So basically one... Yikes. A type B major bug. Okay. Do we have any type A's? We have multiple type A's. Okay. Yikes. Oh, wait, what was that? That was like automatic policies. Online bug fixing, possible player disruptions. Let's get as many of these bugs knocked down as we can. We are still developing parties technology. This second area we are going to call Dry Lake Valley. We've got 75 subscribers, 58 of whom are online right now. Not bad. Yeah, these guys are fighting their butts off. He's well on his way to level 3 already. Okay. So we are going to need respawn points here. But this is not going to be like a big town. This is going to be a more like more of a like a frontier type place. So we're just going to place a couple of inns. Okay. And then a treant quest giver, why not? No, we'll go with a knight. We'll have a knight quest giver. And you are going to go here to kill 15 monsters. Cool. All right. We're doing pretty well. I wonder if any players are actually going to head this way, though. We should get this stuff set up pretty quickly. We could also use an extra game master. Okay, John is the first to reach level 3. So John is being a tryhard. Damn you, John. We're going to have to nerf John. Alright, let's stay focused. Yeah, we've got a lot of bug reports. Let's hire one more We really need to roll out this parties technology. Oh no, John was killed. Yeah, of course they're killer type. Killer types always master stuff quick. So, at this point, what I really need is cash. I am running very low on cash, and my net worth is almost minus $150,000 because you basically start with 50,000 cash and minus 100,000. The assumption being that you like started with a loan, basically. So we're going to need a lot of fees collected. Bug reports. We're up to 11 of those. I don't like that. We've got 96 subs. Let's just speed up. Let's get this parties tech rolled out. Oh god, people are gaining so much XP so quickly. Look at all that. Okay. The inns can serve up to 1,000 residents each. That's fine. We are 6 hours out from the launch of our game. We've got over 130 subscribers. Our help tickets are getting resolved. Our bug reports are going in. Looks like we are doing okay. So we do have a bunch of crocodiles. Let's at least do something interesting with the crocodiles. What would be interesting to do with the crocodiles? Ooh, yeah, I like that. I like that. That's interesting. Okay. No, that's a bit small for my taste. Ooh. Go for tentacles, maybe? That is an interesting notion. Let's... Let's scale it up. Okay, that's fine. Let's move them a bit up on the body. Bit up. Move them out a little bit. Okay. So that's 97424. Oh, 9 7 4 2 4. Okay. Interesting. Now with the torso, let's actually raise it up a bit. The legs, we are going to move down slightly and increase in size so that they've got more of like a leaning forward, almost dinosaur-esque type of posture. And yeah, we want to move that forward a bit. 6, 1.3503. Okay. So 06, 1.3, 0.5, negative 0, and 0.3. Okay. Like that. Cool. Very interesting. We are going to decrease the size of the head a bit. Move it forward just a little. We're going to put antenna on it. Because why not? There we go. Okay. Just like that. Move it forward a little bit. Okay. We've got a very different kind of looking monster here. Now we want to make sure that we set the whole thing closer to the ground. And then finally we want a much bigger tail. Ooh. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's bring down the craziness of that tail a little bit. And then let's color the whole thing differently. So we're going to make this sort of this light color with glowing yellow eyes and darker accents and dark teeth. Okay, that color is not being used. This color on your tentacles is going to look like that. And you can already see that the crocodile is a very different sort of being now. So it's got this bite ability, which we are really going to make stronger. Gonna give it 5 damage on a 3-second cooldown. We'll worry about all the flavor of it later. Okay. Gnash the enemy, dealing 5 damage. Okay, that's good. Get rid of this other ability. And we are going to call this the... Well, first we're going to crank up its health, make them move quite a bit faster, give them some mana in rage, and we are going to call you... the Chimeralisk. Alright. That looks good. So, this is the Chimeralisk zone. Does that automatically update the quest text? Because if it still just says kill the crocodiles, that's going to be a little confusing for my players. No, it does automatically update. And this quest is extremely dangerous, which is absolutely what I was going for here. Oh, we're ready to deploy parties. That is wonderful, wonderful news. Known Bugs 5. Let's let them debug it a bit more before we do that. Um, okay. That's pretty good. Cool. Not bad. Not bad at all. Why is this disabled? I don't get why these are disabled. Okay, that's fine. As far as scenery goes, we can have some cactuses, I guess. Okay. There we go. Up here is going to be the place where all the cactuses live. Mostly. And lastly, can we get like some nice big rocks? Yeah, there we go. A nice big rock. Okay. That seems fine. Okay, we are still debugging parties. Not bad. Okay, not bad, not bad. We've got a lot of stuff set. No one is actually coming out here yet. Let's actually take a stop in here and work on these classes. I will worry about designing the visuals for them later. What I want to do first is just make sure that they're all basically equivalent to each other. I want the classes to serve as more of an aesthetic difference than anything else. So 1 damage, melee range. Okay. So it'll be a sword strike. You're just going straight. And it'll look like that. Okay. And this will be slash the target, dealing 1 damage. Okay. And we are going to save that as a prefab. Prefabs are abilities that you are just able to drag over wherever you want them and use them over and over and over. So the next move that we are going to have is a basic ranged attack. So this is going to take a little while to cast. It's going to have a 2-second cooldown. It is at missile range on a single target. But it is going to be stronger. And in the case of this character, it's going to be an arrow. So this is going to be bow shot, which is available from when you first start. This is a ballistic trajectory with a physical thing. Let's make it more of a red. Okay. And this is going to be shoot the target, dealing 2 damage. And let's actually increase its power a little bit more. Save as a prefab. Okay, good. And now we're going to add like a magic attack. So this is going to be a 2-second cast at sniper range with a 30-second cooldown on a small area. This is going to cost 4 mana to do, and is going to cost 10. The effect is going to be a missile. For this character, it's going to be light. And it's going to look like that. This is available from level 2. Okay. And so this is going to be a spell called Light Blast. And it is going to use a casting animation. So we're going to save that and lock it in as a prefab. The bow shot, we're going to add a mana cost of 1 to it. Save and apply as a prefab. So if we open up our prefabs, we don't need that anymore. Honestly, basically all of this stuff we can get out of here. I'm just going to be designing my own skills from scratch. So let's get rid of all of these things. Okay. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. We're going to keep Light Blast. That's one of the ones I made. Okay. I want most of the differences between my classes to just be aesthetic. It's just a lot easier to keep track of everything if the characters are all basically identical aside from the aesthetics of it. So that is fine. At level 3, you will learn a 3-second cast, 60-second cooldown move, which will heal the target for 15 damage on a missile range on a single target. And we're going to call this Recover. It's going to be fairly expensive. And it's going to be a sky beam of white. And the effect is light with a casting animation. Okay. And the effect is heal the target. Cool. That goes pretty well. Apply it. Save as a prefab. All right. So now we are basically going to copy these same abilities onto these other characters. So again, we're going to have the base 20 everything, base 5 speed. The abilities, we are just going to load all of these, and we are just going to adjust the flavor of it. So the strike for this character is going to be... I don't know. What looks good? Do we have something that's like a spear? Okay, strike. So this is going to be pierce. That's fine. And this is stab the target. Cool. Then the ranged one. This is going to be javelin throw. Throw your spear at the target, doing damage. And where is something that looks like a spear being thrown? Sure. That's javelin throw. Why not? Then your big damage spell, instead of light blast, so you're running a spear. Let's give you a lightning bolt. So we're going to call this shock. And it's going to be electric. And it's going to be a sky beam. Very good. Very good. Very good. And this is going to be cast a bolt of lightning at the target, dealing 10 damage. And again, that's just for level 1. And let's actually differentiate a little bit here. So we're actually going to add a secondary effect to shock. On second thought, no, we're not. Recover. So this effect heals 15 damage on a 3-second cast. So that's 3 seconds for 15 damage. So if I make this a heal over time for 10 seconds, doing healing 15 damage over 3 seconds, but let it be instant cast, we are still getting the actual same amount of healing over those 3 seconds. So that works for me. We just need to give it a bit of a different flavor. So we're going to call this one Regenerate. And we're going to give it a ballistic trajectory with water physics. And we'll say, bless the target. Healing 15 damage over 3 seconds. Okay, perfect. And that should be the level 3 ability. Shock it to regenerate at 3. Is that how I had the other guy set up? Hold on. Paladin. What did you have? Yes, that is right. We do need to change the flavor of your light blast. Cast a blast of holy energy at the target. Okay. Good. And now let's settle the skills for this one. I'll address the models and the rest of the flavor in between streams. I'm just getting like some initial stuff set up for them. So remove all of those and then set in the prefabs. So I want this one to have more of like a mage flavor. So first we need something where it's just going to like hit them with a stick, like their staff or whatever. What is good? Where can I find like a staff? What is that? Doesn't quite look like a staff to me. That's just a bunch of bullets. These icons are so cool. Alright, screw it. We're going to go with Magic Fist. And again, same flavor. Punch the target, dealing damage. Perfect. Now your cheap one. This is just going to be Arcane Pulse, which is going to be ballistic with Dark Element. And that color with a casting animation. And it's going to look like this. Okay. Blast the target with a simple burst of magical energy, dealing 3 damage at level 1. That's good. That's your basic ranged attack. Then your big one. This, we're just going to have this be a fireball. So where are my fire-looking icons at? There's got to be stuff here for fire. Um, those look okay. That's more like a sword. Okay. This is going to be Firebolt. Cast a magical dart of fire at the target. Which is going to be Fire Elemental cast animation. That seems fine. Okay. That's level 2. And then at level 3, you need your own healing power. So you are actually going to have a life drain ability that lets you sap 10 health, let's say 12 health, no, we'll stick with 10 health, but we are going to reduce the casting cost and the cast time a little bit. And we're going to make that only on melee range. This is going to be Leech. With cast. Okay. Yeah, let's go with red and dark. Steal life force from the target, siphoning 10 health. Got it. So when you first learn this, you're already able to siphon 16, almost 17 health every 60 seconds. That's fine. Alright, so now everybody has a melee attack, a ranged attack, a strong group ranged attack that they get at level 2, and a form of health recovery. That looks good for me. Just for placeholders, we're going to give them some names that I can rely on later. You are going to be the warrior. So we have a warrior, a spellcaster. Honestly, you fit more like a warrior. This one we've got spear and lightning, so we'll just call it a Valkyrie. That's good enough. And then this one will be the warrior. We'll get around to fixing their aesthetics later. We are still debugging this. Doing okay. New player class. Open a new region. New art theme. Interesting. But our big... oh, wow. Look at the change logs. It's so cool that it makes... that it makes automatic change logs for you. Okay, we still have 4 known bugs. We're going to wait until the number of known bugs in parties goes down. Our bug reports are going down. We are racking up subscribers very slowly but steadily, which is fine. We're only 8 hours and 20 minutes from launch. Is there any way to get a sense of this? Okay. Alright. The parties patch is nearly ready to come out. I am not ready to put out bad product. We're just going to let this stuff get fixed. Bug reports are fine. Help tickets are being taken care of. Subscribers are going. So far, this is going really well. Really want you guys to finish debugging the parties update. Okay, 1 known bug. That's good. I want to get this down to no bugs before I deploy parties, and people will be able to get together and work together. Alright, we're good. We are ready to deploy it. The next thing we want to do is get the game logs updated. Keep detailed logs about game activity so that GMs can consult them when handling support requests. So this is going to make it easier for them to resolve tickets. Or I could just add a new player class. Screw it. Let's do that. Let's put 2 developers on the job. It took a good chunk of the money, but I think that's okay. Is anyone coming out here yet? Anybody at all? Let's wait until after we have our first streamer event at midnight tomorrow. And once that's under my belt, then we will shut down the servers in the early morning and release the new update. Meanwhile, we're just getting a new player class added. Just look at these things. Isn't that like just a cool design? I love that you can actually like, go in and walk around the world that you build and just see it from their point of view. It's really cool. I had no idea this inn is on top of a hill. Oh god, that's so inconvenient. Let's actually take a look at the path that the players have to go through. So this is where they start. And we come through the starting portal. Here's our lovely little frontier town. Everybody's getting along. Everyone's having fun. They have to come out here and fight the wall poises, which I'm very proud of the design for. They have to come here for the observatory. Then they follow the road down to the next town. They enter through the gates. And look at this lovely little place. Oh, I love this. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's not quite arranged appropriately, but that's okay. They come out here, they visit this building, they have to go across the wall toises again. This is a lovely little town. I like it. They come up here. They follow this path into the wilderness. The new player class has been added. We're just going to let them debug it for a while. We have no need to rush deployment. These are my Chimera bears. Ooh. They look pretty good, honestly. I like them. They're distinct. Oh, this player just leveled up. Congratulations, Vladruk. Somewhere over here is the elite bear that they have to fight. And then eventually, when they are done here, they can follow the path. Out through here. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. I don't think they can actually get through here. Hold on. Yeah, I think that was all mountain and actually inaccessible. I think that's why no one has come here. Whoop. Well, we'll just chalk that up to a bug. Anywho, now they can actually access this area. Oh yeah, fighting through the Valley of Death. We come here to Dry Lake Valley. Having to deal with the Chimera Lisks. Pretty cool. We still got 4 bugs on the new class. We've got 16,000 cash. We've got a good chunk of subscribers. Yes, 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 no, no, you were going to the Valley of Death. You, no, come on. Nope, no, you got distracted as well. Okay. Let's take a look at our report. Overview. We do have a few levels at, or a few players at level 3. We're almost ready to deploy the new player class. We're getting closer to when Kitten Purple is going to start streaming. Hopefully generate a bit of interest, a bit of hype for our game. Okay, that's good. Just a little bit more. All right, we are ready to deploy it. Now the next thing to research. We're not going to research anything else right now. We're going to get rid of 2 developers, since we're basically just waiting at this point. gonna set another development goal just yet. Alright. Just look it up. It's hard to know how to balance the volume on this because there's frequently just not a lot of audio. Okay. Everybody keeps getting distracted on their way over here. I'm sure eventually someone will make it. There is the Evergreen King. So while we wait for this to go, when the Evergreen King pops up again, let's take control of him and try to go on a rampage. Come on, where are you at? Cool. Alright. We are going to take control of the Evergreen King. And we've got a player here. Yeah. 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 Wow, you are so hard to kill. Yeah. Ah. Alright, he got me. Oraki, whatever the hell their name is. They were able to defeat me. Okay, that's fine. I feel like everyone who goes down this path just ends up getting distracted. It's kind of weird. Yep, you are still not trying to reach this area. What are people saying about this? Scenery's really nice. Too many jerks in chat. Too many bugs. Can't find someone to teach me new combat ability. I keep dying. But I got trainers. I specifically made sure to have a trainer of each class. I can design a new class. I'll work on that in between stream when I sort of adjust the flavor. Alright. We're going to wait for Kitten Purple to start streaming. We're going to follow her adventure as she goes through the game. Hopefully enjoys herself, himself, theirself. We're going to hopefully watch Kitten Purple and hope that they have a good time. Okay, come on. Okay, the streamer has connected. So we are going to be following Kitten Purple. Let's put on a good show for the viewers. Gotcha. So one of the things I can do is instantly heal or insta-kill. So this is our VIP, and we are absolutely going to be following Kitten Purple on their adventure. Okay. Kitten Purple, focus, thank you. So they are playing a warrior. Let's speed it up a little bit and see how their experience goes. They're doing the quest, retrieve the enchanted lens. So they got the enchanted lens. Just a nice basic fetch quest. One of my game masters here is out here like fixing bugs or something. Kitten Percival is busy socializing. Very good. Their real name is Catherine Schwartz. I know exactly how much money is in their bank account because that's kind of crazy. Not addicted, bank balance locked. I have no idea what that means. Alright, so they're going to do the quest, Bash the Waltoises. So they're coming to kill these monsters. Very good. And now they're going shopping. Alright, they seem very indecisive. They're running a low-spec computer. That's fine. Alright, so what are you shopping for? Finding anything interesting? Setting a new home. Okay, good. And now you're doing the quest, Deliver the Enchanted Lens, which takes you down the road and to the next location. Good work, Kitten Purple. You're doing great. Very proud of you. And you deliver it here. Getting a new quest. You're delivering the enchanted lens. And now you're buying a new weapon. Okay, good. So you are now item level 13. You've got 5 potions on you. You're going to buy a trinket. Oh, look at all this gear they're running. Oh, that's so cute. Now they're socializing again. I think they're having a good time. Very nice. Now you're buying another trinket. Now you're socializing again. Come on, Kitten Purple. The success of my entire company rests on you telling everyone that they need to buy this game immediately. You've been socializing for like 20 minutes. Ooh, doing the quest, Beat the Evergreen King. Okay. Okay, this is a big quest. This is a real big quest. Oh, no one's going there because... Okay, the Dry Lake Valley stuff hasn't even actually been released yet. Okay. Anyway, after Kitten Purple streams, that is when we are going to shut down the servers and do our next version release. So they're going shopping again. That's good. I do love my tea. Okay, you're going all the way back to the starting area to go shopping. I don't know why you're doing that. I'll just assume the vendor has something really good. Maybe you're just comparing the shops in the first and second areas. Go, Kitten Purple, go! I'm a real unsuccessful streamer watching a fake unsuccessful streamer play a fake MMORPG. I'm having a slight moment of existential crisis. Alright, everybody's socializing. Everyone's having a good time. Let's give them something interesting to look at. We're going to slow this down a little bit. Okay, the next person who comes close. Here we go. Whoop! Ah, dang it. Alright, insta-kill. Hey, Kitten Purple, guess what? You see this person up here? Oop, they died. That's okay. I'll bring them back. Oh. Whoops. Sorry about that. Alright, so it's going pretty well, I think. We'll just take a look at Kitten Purple again. Have time speed up some more. Alright. And now they're going back to the quest, defeat the Evergreen King. That's going to be a hell of a quest. Alright. Gonna have to fight through a lot of enemies to get there. But who knows? Maybe I'll pull it off. Oh, look out. It's a wild beast. Ooh, Kitten Purple's not gonna help anybody out. Oh, nope. Okay, they changed their mind. They're going home to log out. Alright, fair enough. Hopefully they'll have some good things to say about my game. Alright. Streamer has logged out. They seem to have a good time. This will be good exposure for our game. The streamer satisfaction was 4, and this is estimated that it's going to end up bringing in 400 extra subscribers. So that's pretty big. So at this point, we are going to go down for maintenance. And once we are down for maintenance, we are going to issue our release. So it looks like we have a countdown before it goes down for the maintenance. A half hour. And then we're going to do our awesome new release. $10 minutes. Okay. Alright, we are down for maintenance, and now we are going to go into release. That is so cool. It's like Steam update notes. That's so cool. So the major new features are the region Dry Lake Valley, parties, a new NPC type, new monster type, a lot of changes to different classes. Let's post the new release. Look at that. This is it. This is the Play with Friends update. Oh, that's so cool. It actually shows... Oh my god. It's not play. Okay, I am seeing a video. It doesn't look like you guys are able to see the video it's playing for this right now, but I can see a video playing where there's like just a black area on your screen, and it's doing like little zoom-ins and showing different things. Oh, crap. Is this what it was like when the game initially launched? Oh, that sucks. It's like a whole patch preview video. It's so cool. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Well, we're back in now. Go, my players. Go and enjoy your world. That really sucks if you guys aren't going to be able to see the fun little videos that it makes. I'm actually going to have to play with that, but I think that's all the time I have for tonight. I am pretty tired. I do need to go to bed. I will stream this again. In between streams, I will work on seeing if we can get all the little in-game playing videos to work properly so that I'll actually be able to capture those. Because that's actually like a real big thing, and I absolutely hate that I didn't notice. It probably didn't actually let anybody see the first one it played when we launched the game either. And that honestly just sucks. So hopefully I'm able to get that resolved. I will get the classes more differentiated, do some more specific designs for NPCs, monsters, and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's all I have for today. So thank you all so much for watching. It is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Wow, 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 wow.